Chapter 3: Success Winning Strategies. Part 1. Superachievers don't waste time in unproductive thoughts, esoteric thoughts, or catastrophic thoughts. They think constructively and they know that their level of thinking determines their success. Dr. Seymour Epstein. You need to keep your mind on what you want, not on what you don't want. Success is not an accident. It is the result of your attitude, and your attitude is a choice. Hence, success is a matter of choice and not a chance. A priest was driving when he saw an exceptional beautiful farm. He stopped at the edge of a field, got out, and stood quietly. Appreciating the bountiful crop, the farmer was riding on his tractor and saw the priest. He drove over to where the priest was standing. The priest said to him, "God has blessed you with a beautiful farm. You should be grateful for it." The farmer replied, "Yes, God has blessed me with beautiful farm and I am grateful for it. But you should have seen this farm when God had the whole farm to himself." Most crackpots keep waiting for a jackpot, but that strategy rarely brings success. The common man seeks security, whereas the uncommon man seeks opportunity. Why does one person move forward with one success story after another, while others are still getting ready? Why does one man go through life crossing one hurdle after another and accomplishing his goals, whilst another struggles and get nowhere? If the answer to these two questions become part of the way you learn, it would revolutionize your life. What is success? If you really want to succeed from the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do, anonymous. A lot of research has been done on the subject of success and failure. The secret of success can be learned from the life histories of successful people. Successful people have certain qualities in common no matter which period of history they lived in, and no matter what their field of endeavor. Success leaves clues. If we identify and adopt the qualities of successful people, we too shall be successful. Similarly, there are characteristics common to people who aren't successful. If we avoid those characteristics, then we shall not be failures. Success is no mystery. It is simply the result of consistently applying some basic principles. The reverse is just as true. Failure is simply a result of making a few mistakes repeatedly. This might sound too simplistic, but the fact is that most truths are very simple. I'm not saying they are easy, but they are simple. To laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent person and the affection of children, to earn the approval of honest critics, and to endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to give oneself without the slightest thought of return, to have accomplished a task, whether a mean wealth. To others, it is recognition, good health, a good family, happiness, satisfaction, and peace of mind. What this really tells us is that success is subjective. Success means different things to different people. The definition that I feel best summarizes success is: success gives you realization of worthy goal. Earl Nightingale. Let's look at these definitions carefully. Progressive means that success is a journey, not a destination. We never arrive after we reach one goal. We go on to the next and so on. Realization means it is an experience. Outside forces cannot make me feel successful. I have to feel within myself. It is internal, not external. That is why what often appears as a success externally may be total hollowness with it. Worthiness refers to our value system without which goals can be unworthy. Which way are we heading? Towards positive or negative goals? Worthiness determines the quality of the journey. That is what gives meaning and fulfillment. Goals are important because they give us a sense of direction. Success without fulfillment is empty. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. Bill Cosby. Success does not mean being liked and accepted by everyone. There are some groups I would not, out of choice, want to be accepted by. I would rather be criticized by fools than appreciated by unsavory characters. I see success as a manifestation of good luck that results from inspiration, aspiration, desperation, and perspiration, generally in that sequence. Success and happiness go hand in hand. Success is getting what you want, and happiness is wanting what you get. Existence alone is not success, it is a lot more. Do more than exist, live. Do more than touch, feel. Do more than look, observe. Do more than read, observe. Do more than hear, listen. Do more than listen, understand. John H. Roach. Some obstacles to success, really or imagined. Ego, fear of failures, success, lack of self esteem, no plan, lack of formalized goal, life changes, procrastination, family responsibilities, financial security issues, lack of focus, being muddled, giving up vision for a promise of money, doing too much alone, overcommitment, lack of commitment, lack of training, lack of persistence, lack of priorities. The winning edge. In order to get the winning edge, we need to strive for excellence, not perfection. Striving for perfection is neurotic. Striving for excellence is progress. People, there is nothing that can't be done better or improved. All that we need is a little edge. The winning horse in the race may win 5 to 1 or 10 to 1 odds. Do you think he is 5 or 10 times faster than the other horses? Of course not. He may only be faster by a fraction, by a nose, but the rewards are 5 or 10 times greater. Is it fair? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Those are the rules of the game. That is the way the game is played. The same is true in our lives. Successful people are not 10 times smarter than the people who fail. They may be fractionally better, but the rewards are 10 times bigger. We don't need to improve 1000% in any one area. All you need is to improve 1% in 1000 different areas, which is a lot easier. That is the winning edge. Struggle. History had demonstrated that the most notable winners usually encountered heartbreaking obstacles before they triumphed. They won because they refused to become discouraged by their defeats. B.C. Forbes. Trails in life can be tragedies or triumphs, depending on how we handle them. Triumphs don't come without effort. A biological teacher was teaching his students how an caterpillar turns into butterfly. He told the students that in the next couple of hours the butterfly would struggle to come out of the cocoon, but no one should help the butterfly. Then he left. The students were waiting and it happened. The butterfly struggled to get out of the cocoon, and against the advice of the teacher, one of the students took pity on it and decided to help the butterfly out of the cocoon. He broke the cocoon to help the butterfly so it did not have to struggle anymore. But shortly afterwards, the butterfly died. When the teacher returned, he was told that had happened. He explained to the student that it is law of nature, that the struggle to come out of the cocoon actually helps develop and strengthen the butterfly's wing. By helping the butterfly, the boy had deprived the butterfly of its struggle and the butterfly died. Apply the same principle to our lives. Nothing worthwhile in life comes without a struggle. As parents, we tend to hurt the ones we love most because we don't allow them to struggle to gain strength. Overcoming obstacles. People who have overcome obstacles are more secure than those who have never faced them. We all have problems and sometimes we feel discouraged. Everyone faces disappointments, but winners don't get disheartened. The answer is perseverance. An English proverb says, a smooth sea never made a skillful mariner. Everything is difficult before it becomes easy. We cannot run away from our problems. Only losers quit and give up. Most people give up just when they are about to achieve success. They quit on the 1 yard line. They give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from winning touchdown. H. Rose Perot. How do we measure success? True success is measured by the feeling of knowing we have done a job well and have achieved your objective. Success is not measured by our position in life but by the obstacles we overcome to get there. Success in life is not determined by how we are doing compared with others, but by how we are doing compared with what we are capable of doing. Successful people compete against themselves. They better their own record and keep improving constantly. Success is not measured by how high you go up in the life, but rather by how many times we bounce back when we fall down. It is the bounce back ability that determines success. Every success story is also a story of great failure. Failure is the highway to success. Tom Watson, sir, of IBM said, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. If you study history, you will find that all stories of successful are also stories of great failures. But people don't see the failures. They only see end result and they think that person got lucky. He must have been at the right place at the right time. Let me share a famous life history with you. This was a man who failed in business at the age of 21, was defeated in a legislative race at age 22, failed again in a business at the age of 24, had his sweetheart die when he was age 26, had nervous breakdown at age of 27, lost a congressional race at age 34, lost a sensational race at age 45, failed in an effort to become a vice president at the age of 47, lost a sensational race at age of 49, and was elected president of United States at age of 52. This man was Abraham Lincoln. Who do you call a Lincoln a failure? He could have quit, hung his head in shame, and gone back to his law of practice. But to Lincoln, defeat was a detour, not a dead end. In 1913, Lee De Forest, inventor of the triode tube, was charged by the district attorney for using fraudulent means to mislead the public into buying stocks in his company by claiming that he would transmit the human voice across the Atlantic. He was publicly humiliated. Can you imagine where we would be without his invention? A New York Times editorial on December 10, 1903 questioned the wisdom of Wright brothers who were trying to invent a machine heavier than the air that would fly. 1 week later, at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers took their famous flight. Colonel Sanders, at the age of 65, had assets of a beat-up a car and $100 check from a Social Security. He realized he had to do something to improve his position. He remembered his mother's fried chicken recipe and went out selling. How many doors did he have to knock on before he got his first order? It is estimated that he had knocked one more than 1,000 doors before he got his first order. How many of us quit after 3 tries? 10 tries, 100 tries, and then we say we tried as hard as we could. As a young cartoonist, Walt Disney faced many rejection from newspapers editors who said he had no talent. One day, a minister at the church hired him to draw some cartoons. Disney was working out of a small, rattan-infested shed near the church. Seeing a small mouse inspired him to draw a new cartoon. That was the start of Mickey Mouse. Successful people don't do great things, they only do small things in a great way. One day, a partially deaf 4-year-old child came to home with a note in his pocket from his teacher. Your Tommy is too stupid to learn. Get him out of the school. His mother read the note and answered, my Tommy is not too stupid to learn. I will teach him myself. And that Tommy grew up to be a great scientist, Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison had only 3 months of formal schooling. Henry Ford forgot to put the reverse gear in the first car he made. Do you consider these people failures? They succeeded in spite of problems, not in absence of them. But to negative thinkers, it appears as thought they just got lucky. All success stories are stories of great failures. The only difference is that every time they fail, they bounce back. This is called failing forward. Rather than backward, you learn and move forward. Learn from your failure and keep going. In 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67, lost his factory to fire. It had very little insurance. No longer a young man, Edison watched his lifetime effort to go up in smoke and said, there is a great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can't start anew. In spite of disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! Below are more examples of the failures of successful people. Thomas Edison failed approximately 10,000 times when he was working on the light bulb. Henry Ford was broke at the age of 40. Lee Iacocca was fired by Henry Ford II at the age of 54. Young Beethoven was told that he had no talent for music, but he gave some of the best music to the world. Setbacks are inevitable. A setback can act a driving force and also teach us humility. In grief, you will find a courage and a faith to overcome the setback. Learn to become victors, not victims. Fear and doubt short circuit the mind. Ask yourself after every setback, what did I learn from this experience? Only then will you be able to turn a stumbling block into stepping stone. If you think if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you will lose, you are lost. For out in the world we find success begins with the fellow's will, it's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You have got to think high to rise. You have got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battle don't always go to the strongest and the faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.